guys, the next guest I have had the pleasure of working with on a TV series. He not only acts, but he also had a previous career in wrestling, and he's starting to make a comeback. Guys, my good friend, David Arquette.
What's happening, Kyle?
Not much. Great. Thank you for letting me hang with you today.
Thank you. Thanks for hanging out in my backyard.
Yeah.
With my wrestling ring in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's a pretty sweet backyard setup. So, you're back in the wrestling world now. What brought that on?
Well, 18 years ago, I did a movie called Ready to Rumble. And to promote it, we went around to different places, and WCW was a lot of the wrestlers from that promotion were in the film. So we went to WCW to promote it. And as I started doing some shows, they decided to make me the champion. The world champion. The world heavyweight champion. So I know what you're thinking. I don't look like a heavyweight champion, but you know, the fans got mad. They got mad for like 18 years. So I just kind of got sick of people being mean to me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna actually study, learn how to wrestle, show all these guys that you can't push me around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, 18 years ago, that was roughly 2000, right?
Yeah, I think you were not even born.
No, I wasn't.
No.
But have you seen a lot of change in the wrestling world since then?
Absolutely. The wrestling world's going through a bit of a renaissance right now. The smaller promotions are really exciting. There's a lot of amazing wrestlers. There's one here today, a guy named Peter Avalon, who's my coach, my wrestling trainer, and just guys like him that are just making the sport something it hadn't been in a long time.
So, out of all things, because I mean, there's a million jobs, there's even, there's loads of sports. Why wrestling specifically?
Well, the reason I did the movie in the first place is because I love wrestling. I've always loved wrestling as a kid. I still love wrestling to this day. So it's just an amazing business and world, like something I was interested in and wanted to look into. That's what so it's my criteria for anything I do, work related, is that I've got to love it. I've got to love what I do, or you should be doing something else.
That's very true. Very, very, very true. So you started like you said 18 years ago, and then you kind of you stopped for a little bit,
yeah.
And now you're coming back. What are your hopes this time around?
Well, I've come back for, it's been about a year now since I've been coming back, almost a year, and it's I've pretty much got what I started for. I wanted the wrestling world not to be like the butt of the jokes, and to get a little respect and acceptance into that world. And I feel like I've achieved that, so I feel pretty good about it. We're doing a documentary about it as well, so that's where what I do sort of combines it with other stuff. And part of the idea also was to, I don't know, just help wrestling in a sense. Like I think there's a lot of older wrestlers that don't get accepted as much as they should as actors. So like we just are producing a film, and we got Mick Foley to have a part in it, and sort of trying to continue to do stuff like that, be involved in wrestling, honor the sort of great wrestlers. Okay.
Now, what do your family and friends think about your comeback?
They're all scared. They're all scared I'm gonna get hurt. They all think I'm crazy, and I probably am. You have to be pretty crazy to even step into a wrestling ring.
Okay,
There's a lot of bugs out here.
Yeah, there are a lot of bugs. So if you weren't stepping into a wrestling ring, what other fighting sport do you think you would try? Boxing or MMA or?
See, that's the thing about wrestling, and it's something I've discovered about myself, and it's why I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the actual wrestling aspect. Because I don't like hitting people, and I really don't like getting hit. So it's a really weird thing to be involved in. So any other one, I don't know. I really wouldn't want to. I got asked recently to do a boxing charity. I don't want to hurt anybody, you know. I really don't.
Okay.
Unless I'm in the wrestling ring and then I want to murder them!
Okay then.
Sorry.
So if you weren't wrestling and acting, what do you think you would do for a job?
I would probably be part of the circus if I wasn't wrestling or acting. And they're all sort of intertwined anyway. We're just a bunch of carnies, Kyle. We're just a bunch of carnies.
Oh, well.
Just speak for yourself.
Yeah. So how do you balance wrestling and acting with family and friends?
Wrestling's tough on the family, bro. The road. It's an angry road. No, I don't know. It's just, you know, everything, you know, is a schedule. If you just schedule everything, just sort of line up what you have to do, you know, everything sort of runs a lot smoother when you kind of get your ducks in a row.
Okay. And now, if you go out in public and get spotted, do you notice a difference between your fans in the wrestling world and the acting world?
Yeah, absolutely. Although sometimes they cross over. A lot of wrestling and horror fans are similar. Like, there's a lot of crossover there. But wrestling fans are like sort of the most passionate fans. They're pretty much up to date about a lot of things. Acting fans are like, oh, I saw you never been kissed, you know, like years and years ago. And so much more has happened since then, but they kind of don't know it.
Yeah, because I find sports can be easier to keep up with, where movies and stuff, it's hard because there's so many all the time.
Yeah.
And I know personally, at least there's always 3 movies in the theater that I want to go see, and you can't go see them all, right?
No.
You have to make time for everything. So I guess them, you know, being more up to date on everything would work. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay, so with your acting career, what would you say is your highlight so far?
Well, I did the Scream film and I met my ex-wife and we had a baby, so that's pretty like big in the big real world kind of thing. And then I met my wife and had 2 more beautiful kids. I don't know, those are the most highlight things to me as far as acting roles or whatever, or performances. I don't know, I think it's like yet to come. I really want to sort of, I did a movie way back called John's that was pretty, I got to study for like 3 months, and that was a really interesting world and character. And then one called Dream with the Fishes that I really liked because it dealt with a lot of a good story. A guy who's suicidal and a guy who's dying.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to bring the party down.
No, it wasn't bringing the party down. Did you always want to be an actor? Like, was that always something that was in your mind?
Like when I was a teenager, I kind of started, when I was young I really wanted to, then I didn't for a long time, and then I then wanted to when I got older, when I started doing plays in school and stuff.
Okay. With plays and stuff, like, that was in front of a live audience, right?
Yeah.
Is that, like, could you explain a difference with that
Totally.
in front of a camera?
Yeah. Live audience is a really interesting sort of dynamic because the audience is a sort of part of the whole performance. So like doing a sitcom is different than doing a play. It's different than wrestling. I mean, wrestling and your interaction with the audience is really unique, and it's what I do love about it. It's that you're performing to these people, you're telling a story. A lot of the time it's not even with dialogue. They just have to sort of know what's going on. But then, like, you'll get hit or something and you'll fall out of the ring and you'll be sitting there and you look up to a fan and you're like, this guy's gonna kill me. And there's like this interesting relationship like that you don't get to do in a play and you don't get to do in a sitcom or anything. So that's really fun about wrestling. But I love sitcoms. I love like the way the sitcom writers are so know the audience so well that they can craft a joke where it has multiple sort of laughs and reactions, and you know, that's pretty much what you're looking for. And then in front of a camera, it's all about the intimacy of the actors you're working with and just trying to find that reality.
And with wrestling and interacting with your fans and stuff, like I know that some people have like the whole masks and everything that they have going on. So that's almost like creating your own character in a way. Yeah. And honestly, like when I see them sometimes with the big capes on and everything, it reminds me of like a superhero almost.
Absolutely.
So what I'm leading to here is if you could ever be a superhero or supervillain in a movie, like not necessarily, you know, the big names like DC or Marvel or anything right. across the charts, what would you want it to be?
I don't know. I wouldn't be right for this, but it's just funny. My friends used to call me Sergeant Fury when I'd get mad and I was younger, and I used to have a flat top. But I don't really know. I don't know which ones are out there. I probably would want to be a superhero instead of a bad guy, but I guess being a bad guy's fun too. I don't know. I don't know. I think there should be some more masked wrestlers, superheroes. That would be good.
That would be an interesting, that would make an interesting comic book.
Yeah.
A wrestler that is also a superhero.
Yeah, there was this one guy, Santo, one of the most famous luchadors, that did a string of movies where he was like a secret agent. He even ran for parliament with his mask on. True story.
That's awesome. Now, okay, when you go into a wrestling ring, there's usually music playing, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you get to pick your music?
Depends. If it's going to be telecast, you have to own the rights to it. So you should have your own music. I put something together. I don't know where my phone is, but I got a wrestling song. I'll play for you. Okay, let's see. Oh, these are my two songs, and I own them both. Uh-oh.
Okay.
It's a little hardcore. That was I'm saying that. That's my famous line from Ready. I'm streaming it. I streamed it into my phone and they put the music in. That's pretty much it. And then my friend wrote this song a long time ago. They wrote this on their own. You cannot kill David Arquette.
Wow, that's some pretty crazy stuff that you've got going on there.
Thank you, buddy.
So, did you make those with your band?
No, my band is long gone.
Oh.
It was the year 2000, and it died of a good death. It was time.
Oh, okay. Now, what instrument did you play?
I sang and wrote the lyrics. Yeah, it was not a good life decision. No, it was fine. We got a gold record at some point, just because we got on the Scream soundtrack. But to just do a little silly band and then come home with the gold record.
That's pretty great.
There's worse things that could happen.
Yeah, that's true. What advice would you give your 13-year-old self?
Oh, man. Get on medicine. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. I would say to my 13-year-old self, take it slow. You're going to be fine. Just don't worry, don't rush. You know, be careful. Make good decisions.
It's a great thing to tell a 13-year-old.
That's right.
All right, so let's pretend I want to be a wrestler.
Okay.
Teach me something.
We're gonna.
Alrighty.
We have Peter Avalon here. He's a
Alrighty.
professional, bro. All right, buddy.
I'm gonna
This
die.
is professional Peter Avalon.
What's up?
Not much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We could do, I guess you want to learn some moves?
Yeah, kinda.
You a little scared?
A little bit.
Scared, kid? Come on, we'll take care of you, kid.
All right. We can do a collar elbow tie-up. What you're gonna do with your left hand, you're gonna come here, put it on the back here, and then when he's doing the same thing to you, you're gonna grab him here, and then that's the first way to start a match.
All right, here we go. Lock
All right,
up.
you ready? You ready? Yeah,
Get
get in there. Come on, quit those teeth. Yeah.
So, yeah, from here we go anywhere.
There we go. So here's what you're gonna do from here. You're gonna pull him into a headlock.
Oh, okay.
Okay? You're gonna take this, you're gonna get that arm away, and pull him in right there. There you go. Lock those hands together, put that leg back, put that leg back, switch that stance. Oh man, that's not bad. Let him go before you break him. Oh man. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Here's an arm, it's called an arm wringer. Okay? So we're here. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. Come here. Okay. With both hands, you're gonna grab around his wrist like a hamburger. Okay. Now all you're gonna do is go underneath and you hold it like that. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. So let go. We're gonna do it for real now. Okay. Grab his wrist. Whoa! Oof. Looks like you've done this before. My personal favorite is clothesline.
Oh, jeez.
All right?
What?
Okay.
All right, let's see those arms. You got to get that arm out. There we go. You
Yeah.
right-handed?
Yes.
All right. We're going to swing for the fences. So grab him, grab his hand like a Roman handshake. Left hand. Roman handshake like this. Yeah, you're the Romans. Okay? Throw him off. Whip him off. Give that clothesline. Whoa! Relax!
Alrighty, sorry for the bruises and thank you for getting candid with Kyle.
Thank you.
Yeah.